Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking about fiber-filled breakfasts. In the last few videos, we've been talking about fiber, this powerhouse, somewhat of a nutrient, but not really, is making a lot of headlines across all media platforms. And in this series that I'm doing right now about talking about fiber, I'm trying to help you kind of cut through what all the people are saying about fiber and helping you get to know all the different ways that fiber can help you and how to add it into your life without adding extra money to your grocery bill. So when it comes to adding fiber to your meals, there are some really quick and easy ways to do that. So far, what we've talked about is adding beans, and we've also talked a little bit about whole grains. But beans are one of the most nutritious foods you can possibly have because they are well-rounded. They're really beneficial for our gut microbiome because of the fiber compounds in them. They are also loaded with plant-based protein that is, heart healthy because there's no saturated fat associated with it. There's also some healthy carbohydrates in there that help our bodies become fueled and move and do all the things that we want to do throughout the day. When it comes to breakfast, the first thing that a lot of people think about with breakfast and adding fiber is oatmeal. And if you hadn't thought about that, oatmeal is a really easy win because oats are delicious, but they are also extremely nutritious. And specifically, the type of fiber that is found in oats becomes this gel-like substance when water is mixed with it, right? That's why when we combine oats with water, it goes from being two separate things to one big bowl of mush. And that's a good thing because that type of fiber actually helps to bind cholesterol in the body and eliminate it. So if you are trying to work through some of that, oats are fantastic. But I am also here to say that eating oatmeal every single day, day in and day out, for some people can get a little bland. So let's talk about some ways to add fiber into something that you're already eating regularly. So for these examples, I'm going to be using what I understand to be a standard American breakfast. We'll do workday, school day breakfasts, and then we'll also do weekend breakfasts and how we can optimize them to make them better. Now, the first one that we're going to start off with is breakfast cereal. Cereal aisles are massive, okay? They're overwhelming. They can feel chaotic because there's so many colors and so many amazing branding things that are drawing you in and telling you about all these amazing things that this cereal can do for you, right? So let's put on our marketing blinders, and when you go to look for a box of cereal, myth number one I want to bust right away is that just because it says it's healthy doesn't mean that it is. And a healthy cereal does not have to taste bland or boring or like cardboard, okay? So when you're looking for a cereal, look for something that has at the very least 4 grams of fiber per serving. Once you find that, you know you have something that is either made with whole grains or it has a variety of, it's like a multi-grain, right? It has a variety of grains in it that give it some substantial nutrition. As long as you're looking at that, everything else kind of starts to fall into place because typically when it's higher in fiber, it's also a little bit higher in protein. And then the other thing I want you to think about that most of us are used to looking at is sugar content, because you can have a cereal that claims to be healthy be the same amount of sugar that is marketed towards kids, right? You know the kind that I'm talking about, the kind that's like full of bright colors and all these other things. So, but they can have the same amount of sugar. So take a look at that. Try to keep sugar to less than 10 to 12 grams per serving. It's not quite as important as long as there is some fiber and protein present, because that fiber and protein will help slow down the absorption of that sugar. All right, breakfast number 2, the quintessential car ride breakfast is either granola bars or bagels. So with granola bars and bagels, it kind of goes the same as cereal. Look for something that is made with whole grains, and look for something that is, the ingredients are something that you could actually kind of put together, right? So when you're looking at this, bagels in particular, they're really hard to find with whole grains. So how do we add fiber to a breakfast when we're already eating a bagel? Add a piece of fruit. Super easy, right? You got your bagel and cream cheese, or your bagel with peanut butter, or whatever you like to put on your bagel. Toss a banana, an apple, an orange, whatever you like with it, and you've got your fiber, right? We don't have to switch everything over to whole grains in order to be moving in the direction of healthy eating. Having a plain bagel with cream cheese, or a blueberry bagel, or whatever kind of bagel you like, with whatever kind of topping you like, add in a piece of fruit, you're good to go, okay? Same with granola bars. Granola bars are a fantastic car ride snack if you have zero time to eat before, and by the time you get to work or school, you're working or in school, so you can't eat. In the car is your only option. Granola bars are wonderful because they are compact and easy to eat on the go. Third, last but not least, the quintessential Sunday pancake or French toast or waffle breakfast. Now here's the tricky part, because am I going to tell you to switch over all of your pancakes to whole grain pancakes, or oatmeal pancakes, or use a whole grain bread when making French toast, or cook all of your food from home now so that you can control what's in it? Nope. What I want you to do is enjoy it. If you have a favorite comforting breakfast that your family likes to make every weekend, whether it's Saturdays or Sundays, and it's your thing, and you enjoy it, make it and enjoy it. Serve it with some fruit if you really need to add the fiber. You can get fiber in another place during your day. Not every meal has to be perfectly balanced and helping you hit certain goals, okay? Food can also just be enjoyed. So have your pancakes, have your waffles, have your French toast, have whatever it is that you enjoy eating for breakfast on those, weekly special occasions, because it's fun. And food is so much more than physiological nourishment, right? It feeds our soul, it connects us as community, and it's just delicious. And it's okay for it to be just delicious without adding any extra rules to it, okay? So forget the guilt, forget the fiber maxing, forget perfection and optimizing 24/7, okay? Give yourself time to just enjoy the food. And I'll leave it at that for this week. It's short and sweet. So with that, if there are any other ways that you would like to add fiber into your day outside of breakfast, I have a free download that is linked in the description below, and it's also on my website, so go check that out. It's like a 3-page PDF with some tips on how to add more plants, which also adds fiber, and it kind of gives you an insight into how I think about nutrition, which you kind of probably already know because you're watching my videos. But yeah, check out that download, and I'll see you in the next video.